In this Eyelet review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this software. If you have any questions, please be sure to comment them down below, and I'll also be sure to leave a discounted link down there so you can always get your money's worth for Eyelet. Eyelet is the fastest and easiest way to create powerful product tours. Now this is what you should see once you've first signed up to the software, been through kind of the tour, and then now landed on the software. So I'm going to go ahead and go through each feature, and then throughout the review I want to dive deeper into each feature, showing what this software has to offer. So again, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it and go through this main dashboard page, or this main kind of Eyelet page, and then jump into what this software is mainly known for, about creating product tours. So it allows you to create product tours without coding, which again I think is a really great feature, because in case you're not a professional coder, you're able to create product tours as a beginner. So jumping into it, we've got this kind of overview, which is the dashboard, where we can see the kind of analytics and overview of what this software is. So it says welcome back and then your name. Here's a summary of the reviews, or what you've actually gone ahead and created as your project. So it tells you how many users have completed the guide so far, or the tour. Obviously we've got none because we haven't created any at the moment. And then the analytics, where it says the started guides, completion rate, and then the monthly active users. So it gives you an insight of the data of who's actually using your guides through this software. Pretty good feature if you ask me, because then you can go ahead and see the statistics straight up, and you don't need to be going ahead and looking around for these statistics, which is again sometimes complicated. So we've got the past 7 days, past day, past 150 days. You can go ahead and see how many days you want, and then you have this little chart here, which is pretty cool. So now we've finished on the overview. Right above that, we've actually got your kind of team or your project, where you can go ahead and start your project. So we're going to go ahead and do the Amazon, or the Amazon listing page for this review, but you can go ahead and add a new project right here, and once you click that, it should open up this section where you just type in the name of that project and then the website address. So again, I just typed it in as reviews, and then the website address was Amazon. But you can go ahead and name it whatever you want, and also put whatever website address you want, depending on the product tour you are looking to create. So again, once you've created that, you should be greeted with this page, and now you have your created project right there, and then your overview. Moving on to the next one, we have the product tours section. Now this is where we're going to go ahead and start our new tour, but it just kind of gives you a bit of an insight on how to actually go ahead and create one and create your onboarding or product tour. So you can go ahead and go through this. You can actually install the extension right here, which is what you actually have to do to go ahead and create your product tour, because you need the extension in kind of like the top right hand corner once we start creating the tour for that product or that website. So again, scroll through this, go ahead and start installing everything, creating everything, making sure everything is running well within the software for you to start creating your product tour. Onto the checklist. Again, this is pretty much a checklist to make sure you're going ahead and actually install everything, like the extension and the onboarding tour, and making sure you're starting everything off well. And finally, on the setup section is where you can go ahead and see your project settings, like your name, your website address, which we've already been through, and then you can go ahead and see your active on whatever website, and then the auto mode. You can remove your project right there if you need to, or if you want to go ahead and change a project or add some more, you can go ahead and remove it and do it right there, or save the changes if you've made any changes. So now we're going to go ahead and go on to the product tours, since that is what this software is offering and the main feature, which I think is really great. So on the product tour, to go ahead and start your new tour, all you have to do is click new tour. Because you've already linked that website page or that website, it should go ahead and take you to that website page, and then you can start your product tour. So we're going to go ahead and click new tour now. So once you've gone ahead and clicked new tour, it should then take you to the website page that you created your project on, and start opening up your browser extension, which you again installed earlier on. And we now have the extension and the page which we put into the project. So we've got Amazon, which we're going to go ahead and start creating a product tour for, and we now have the browser extension in the top right hand corner. So to go ahead and start actually creating your product tour, you can go ahead and just click this orange plus sign right here. Now a cool feature is you can actually choose what you want to add. So you've got loads of different, or loads of variety of different kinds of options here. We've got a splash screen, tooltip, hint, pointer, marker, and bot widget. 6 different types of add-ons here, really great, and we're going to go ahead and go through each one. So we've got the splash screen, and if you click on that, you can actually add your splash screen. Now what this does is opens up a little section, so if you're going through your product tour, you can have something like this open up for the person or the user to go ahead and kind of be greeted for your product tour. So it gives you this little preview here if you want to go ahead and see it, but if you want to actually edit it and make it personal to you, you can edit the content right here. So if you just click this little arrow, it opens up this section where you can change kind of the GIF or image, add a video, and change the different sizes of that as well. So we're going to go ahead and leave that for now, but it's the content that we want to go ahead and edit. So it says welcome to the dashboard /app/anything, but you can go ahead, highlight it, delete it, and edit it to your liking. So we're going to go ahead and put welcome to the review for the sake of this review. And you can now see in real time it actually goes ahead and changes it, which I think is a really great feature, really simple and straightforward, and you don't need to go ahead and get confused with what you're saving. It does it in real time. I really love that. Below that, we've then got pretty much the subheading text. We can go ahead and change that as well and go and we went ahead and put start here. So we're going to go ahead and just add exclamation mark for that, and then we can also change the button text if you need to as well. So we're going to go ahead and just change it to start, and we now have our little start section for our product review or product tour. You can change it to italic if you need to, bold, etc. You can go ahead and customize this in any way you want. You can also go ahead and change the location dependency if you need to, whether it's an independent of location or can be started only on the following page. You can go ahead and just pretty much play around with all those customizable features. Again, it's really great how customizable it is, but also simple, which I again personally really love. So once you're happy with that, you can then next add your new element right here. You can actually delete the one you're on right now if you need to, but we're going to go ahead and just add the new element. Next, we're going to go onto the tooltip and click attach tooltip, and we can then attach a tooltip to certain different sections of the website you provided. So again, we're on Amazon. Let's go ahead and just attach it to the search bar, and we can now create a tooltip on that search bar, which again is a really insane feature. I personally truly love that. I think it's incredible. You can just go ahead and attach it to anything and start adding your tooltip, as you can see up here in the top right. So on the tooltip, you can add the content, the visuals, navigations, and the positions. So on the content, it's like what we did before. Change a title. We're going to go ahead and just put search bar because that's what it is. Change a text, stuff like that. And you can also change the visuals. So you can choose whether you want it to highlight the target. And as you can see here, it actually highlights the search bar that we selected. So you can go ahead and choose whether to appear when the target is hovered, scroll to target, and enable target shading. So different types of visual features that you can play about with there as well. You can also change the navigation by clicking on the target element, go next button, and then can skip the tour. You can go ahead and pretty much just change the navigation of the tooltip. And then finally, the position, you can change that as well if you want to go ahead and change the position of the tooltip. So as you can see, I've put it in the middle, and it is now in the middle of the search bar. So as you can see, I'm running through this really quickly. I think it's really simple and straightforward for beginners and professionals. It's an insane feature and an insane software design in general. I think it's really great how easy and simple it is to put together your product tour. So once we're happy with that, we can actually add another tooltip, or another element which we're going to go ahead and finally add the pointer. So if we attach a pointer, we can then actually add something or anything that we want the software to point to. So let's just go with the Amazon logo up there. We can then change the visual of it, kind of like what we did with the search bar, highlight the target if we need to, and then also change the position to right below. And we can now see, which is actually a really great feature, the pointer is actually pointing to the Amazon logo, which I personally really love. I love just like the design and how cool that is in general. So now once you're happy with everything and happy with your kind of product tour or product view, you can then click finish down here in the bottom right, and then start saving your product tour which you have created. So you can just name it right here. We're going to go ahead and name it reviews. I went ahead and named it reviews tour, and then you can quick save or save and finish. Once you've clicked save and finish, it should then, after a couple of seconds or even up to a minute, you should then be taken back to pretty much the main Eyelet page which we were on earlier, where you can then see your product tours. And pretty much then in under a couple of minutes, you've created your product tour for your certain website. Very easy, simple and straightforward, incredibly simple. I think it's insanely great how much this software makes it minimalistic. It doesn't really give any confusion, easy to create, good for beginners and professionals just because of how the software is in general. So there you go. Again, in under a couple of minutes, we've now got our reviews product tour, which we can go ahead and just open it again and see the analytics, settings, duplicate, or even delete it. If we were to see the analytics, like the overview at the beginning, we can see the analytics and who's actually gone ahead and gone through it and seen the different guides of our product tour. And there you go, that is it for the Eyelet software review. Overall, I think this is an insane software. It's not very common for a software like this, but I think this software is really great and it's really good for what it does. A couple of features I personally really like is how simple it is, how straightforward it is, but how powerful this is for creating product tours. I think it's really easy for beginners and professionals, and everyone in between. Would I recommend this to anyone? Yes, I absolutely would. Anyone looking to create product tours, definitely recommend this software. There's not many softwares out there for product tours, but if there was, this would definitely be on top. And finally, would I use it myself? Yes, I definitely would. I would use this software myself if I ever needed to create product tours. 10 out of 10 software, and I would use it again. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.